Let's go. Meiji. Good morning, Mr. Haircuts. Yes, I needed one badly. Uh, music. Music make me lose control. Do. Good morning. Yeah, it's just for just for people getting in really quickly and getting out. Yeah, poet. It's funny how this always happens. Yeah, just for people getting in quickly. Because if you do anything else, super dangerous, super dangerous. You could get destroyed very quickly, very quickly. Anyways, so YAAS. Can we get rid of the supplies on YAAS? That's a cool name for a stock. Wow, only when it's pumping. Only when it's going up. Then you're like YAAS. The more you say, the more ridiculous it sounds. Anyways, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I mean, I don't really get the whole point of this thing dropping. They apparently broke confidentiality, or however you pronounce it, right? So they with Marvel. So Marvel said, you know what? That's it. We're done with you guys. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just do this? Why can't you just keep your mouth shut? Anyways, that's what happened. The stock looked really nice. They just had to. They were probably drinking. The CEO was drinking. Maybe he was on a boat with the lady boys. He was like, "I made it." How did you make it? Well, we have a. Oh, well, you broke a privacy agreement, I guess. So the market says thank you very much. Yas is pushing up nicely there though. Yas. Yas says, let me go, please. Let me go. Yas. That's a nice little push. A nice little push. Uh Yas. So Yas is number one on the stream title for a reason. Anyways, ticker symbol law. The hell is that? What is that, Ali? I'll take a look. Are you in a position or are you looking for a position? Let me know. USEG just seems like it's just going back and forth here. Like it looks like the best looking chart right now, just because of the lack of, like YAS looks good. Obviously, it's number one, but you could tell like there's chaos built into the stock. The middle name is Chaos. YAS Chaos from China. Anyways, so yeah, there's some nice support though, above $1.20. And then there's obviously resistance, as we always talk about, at $1.50, right? So 145 to 150 resistance on this thing. So we'll see if we can break out at the open for YAAS, and then go from there. USEG doesn't want to dip, but it also doesn't want to break out. Like, it's just sitting in the middle. It's like, come on, someone, you know who you are. Come join us. And then we'll tell you which way we want to go. um, Good morning, everybody. Yeah, let's make some monies. So GLND looks interesting too. ASBP is retesting a breakout spot of 24 cents, and then Poet got cooked. Yeah, Benji took a short position, by the way. In so you know Benji's gonna get cooked, right? Hopefully, Benji, you're evil. Say, come on, Peter. Come on. Anyways, so Benjamin tweeted that they are short 10%. Again, this has to be the default tweet, because they always say that we are short 10% of the float. Stop loss 180. So I bet you 10%, 20%, that's the default tweet. Do I hope they get cooked? Yeah, obviously. Anyways, let me take a look at law. So you said, Ali, that you are looking to get in. It's up 24%. Okay. Hmm. I would not do that yet, Ali. I would not do that yet. Why? Because there's not a whole lot of volume behind this move. This almost seems like someone is intentionally pumping this, which honestly could be a good thing, right? If they keep pushing it, but it could also be a bad thing if they decide to sell it, right? You can always tell that a stock has low volume without looking at the volume just by the candles. Look at these candles. Do you see how those candles are? It's like one candle, like one blob, it pops and then it sits there, like it. Yeah, so I would wait for the market to open and then see if you get another breakout and then go from there, or you get a dip and then go from there. So watch it at the open and then make your decision. Alrighty, that's what I would do. It's not a whole lot of confidence there for now. Okay, maybe USEG can come back and retest that bottom level. It looks like it maybe wants to. Maybe at the open, maybe we get a nice quick dip at the open and then go from there. Maybe. What about YAAS? We just talked about YAAS, right? YAAS has support closer to $1.25, so that would be a retest level, and then resistance at 145, 150. So we're really close to resistance for now, right? Those are the top two stocks for now. USEG and YAAS. So those two stand out, and then there are a few more that do look okay, like GLND. We'll keep an eye on that. ASBP, we'll keep an eye on that, right? ONCO needs to reclaim the 200 EMA. We'll keep an eye on it. So there are a few names that are not amazing but look okay, right? So what are my thoughts on Tesla? I posted my thoughts on Tesla in a long paragraph this weekend. So come join us. There goes a nice little dip. Yeah, Chris, it's on here somewhere. I had it on here somewhere. It's probably on the second chart. Yeah, there it is. So it's on the right hand side. So again, this is another name we're keeping an eye on. SGMT. But you can clearly tell though, like it's been stalling in this range for quite some time now. So two support levels, Chris. 715 ish. 715, 720. If that level doesn't hold, you're looking for closer to like $6.95, $7. So those are your two support rate levels. And then a breakout would come if it can break above like 750. Alrighty. And then 775 after that. So those are your levels to keep an eye on for that one. Cool. Cool. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I missed a whole bunch of you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Z. Yeah, I had to get a haircut. It was time. Like once every 2 months, once a month, more like 2 months. But yeah. I know I definitely needed one. I needed one then. How was your weekend? How much time do we have? 6 minutes? Okay, we have a lot of time. But yeah, you can see Yas failing at that resistance, right? 145. uh, so ONCO again, it's doing a good job of holding that demand zone, which is not bad. This week looks like chaos though. So this week we have the Fed on Wednesday. I think we have something else on Tuesday. I just can't remember. We have the Fed on Wednesday, Powell, and then we have um, 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 names like Microsoft, SoFi, a whole bunch of stocks reporting earnings on Wednesday. Apple reporting on Thursday. So the whole bunch of stuff happening. Whole bunch. Anyways, so again, USEG for now looks like it's found a nice little base around this, this level here. So it looks like the testing that level and bouncing it back up again, right? Peter, did they fill you? Did they get you in? So that level, right? So that's your first level to watch for support, right above $1.30 for USEG, and then the 200 EMA after that. So those two levels are going to be the support levels on that thing. Alrighty, cool. Question for you guys in the chat though, as usual. Really? Damn. They really know. They're really teasing you. Wow. Um, what's your favorite stock going into the open? Let me know. What's your favorite stock going into the open? Two. Yeah, 4 out of the 7 mag 7. Yeah. So some big earnings coming out this week. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like I think the hat just became like a stream thing, Just became like a stream thing. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So favorites, Can, Poet, Thorn. You're buying the dips. GLND. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting because I think it seems like it's spread out a bit more this morning. Um, yeah, it's spread out a bit this morning. I'm surprised no one's picking YAAS though. No one's picking YAAS as the favorite stock. Damn. Nobody. Good morning, LB. How about track? What is track? You guys are not helping me. Help me out with these questions, please. Is it the supply zone? I think so. I think so. I think that's why. But yeah, it definitely needs to break above $1.45, $1.50. Yeah. Also China, right? Also really close to resistance. So yeah, good reasons for people not to like this. But if it can break out, then that would be good. So either way, right? Come back closer to $1.20 or break out. But it is looking interesting though. It is looking strong. SGMT is still in the same range. ASBP, like I said, a retest of the 50, not the 50, the VWAP and the breakout line is at 24 area. So if you look at the left hand side, you can see that double top at 24 cents. And then now you can see it retesting and holding. So let's see if it keeps holding that level at the open. Poet looks like it's trying to curl up $8 here, like it's building a bit of a base, right? Building a little bit of a base up the $8 level. Let's hope it stays above that level. Alrighty, GLND again holding the VWAP retest as well, so that looks nice. So we do have some promising names going into the open. Kimbella, yeah, yes. But again, we know once we get to the open, honestly, things change, right? So once we get to the open, things change. So something else could easily take over the volume there. Pita, okay, let's see. Number two. Cook Benjamin. Cook him. Yeah, it's because it's spacky. That's why. It's like an energy spacky play. Has that spack vibe. So let's see what happens at the open. I mean, the spread isn't that horrible though. It's like less than 5 cents. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Tiffany, yep, exactly. So we had a class over the weekend, and right, class over the weekend, and we talked about the new algo updates. So you can always watch that class and learn about the updates. So ONCO is trying to pop a little bit here at the open, trying to pop a little bit. USEG, that thing said, "Yep, I was just waiting for the open." I was waiting for him. Anyways, so again, that's a retest of a good level here. So let's see if they can start to consolidate and then curl. Alrighty. So that's not a horrible thing. So let's see if we can find a base. It seems like it's moving very slowly though. So that's not the worst thing because it's moving slow. Yeah said, hey guys. Yeah says, hey guys. No one picked me as their favorite stock. Well, guess what? Anyways, there's still resistance. 150, 150, 145 is resistance. So that's a pretty difficult level that it's sitting at. Look outside. No, it's fine. And then again, so Poet looks like it's really trying to hold that 9 EMA. Let's see if it does. SGMT with a really nice pop, retesting the VYPM. And ASBP is holding that 24 cents really nicely too. So that's good, right? So 24 cents support here for ASBP. Yeah. ELPW with a nice pop. A very, very nice pop, ELPW. Yeah, that's a nice looking chart. Chemo, I know you've been, not chemo. Yeah. Anyways, nice little pop there. I think we're just usual market open chaos, right? USEG, what are you going to do? That 50? YAAS is like, with the name like mine, you guys really didn't have faith in me. With the name like YAAS, you didn't have faith. They said Vita is number 2. Okay, let's go to number 1 now. Yeah, that 150 keeps failing though for YAAS, yeah. Right? USEG still looks fine, especially above that 200 EMA, and we're just at the open. So let's see what happens there. Alrighty. Mhm. Yeah, it's having such a hard time at the 50, $1.50 resistance. So it's gonna need to break out of there. And then Remax Chemo, yeah, that one looks good. RMAX, right? So again, you can see like it's just playing games above the 200 there. Yes, it's also playing games at $1.50, right? ONCO got rejected so hard. Testing the 200 EMA here, ASBP again, games as well, SGMT, VWAP resistance, and then this one's backing off a little bit. So again, most of these names are just trying to decide what they want to do. So for ELPW, watch for support closer to 435 there if it really does end up dipping. So that VWAP should act as some support. Act as some support. And then we'll come back. We'll talk about Velo and what they did this morning. Need to pull that up. Remax. Nice little bounce. Nothing too crazy though. Honestly, nothing really stands out as an easy play right now. Yeah. Yeah, no. So again, that 200 EMA is what they're going for their next rally. Right? So this level right here. So it needs to curl like right now off that level. So let's see if we can get a curl. Surprisingly, it's very slow, like very, very slow, which is annoying. Very, very slow. Chicken dinner. Matt, what did you have again? Puts or calls? Do, 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 do. Yeah, so stay above the 200 EMA for USEG. That's completely okay. How do I feel about skills? I feel that my feelings don't matter. What's your position? Let's go. Nice. What's your position in? So there goes USEG bouncing, right? So they just wanted to test that 200 EMA there. That was the more important test, the 200 EMA. So it's back above. Again, it's very slow though, isn't it? Very slow, like snail slow. Someone needs to kick Benjamin in the, you know. Anyways, kick him in the. So there we go. Okay. That's very slow. You know why it's slow? I don't know. Yeah, very slow. Yeah, exactly, Caitlin. Come on. Yeah. I mean, again, at least it's holding up the 200 EMA. That's a good step already. YAAS just seems like it's staying in the same range there. Um, and then SGMT is the ASBP is doing a really good job though. Like I like the way that it's holding off the retest, right? ASBP here, that pre-market high is like 28 cents, right? USEG is finally moving like a person, like a normal human being instead of a crackhead. So it's back to retesting the VWAP there. So it's going to be important that it breaks above. As soon as we come back, it's like I'm shy. Let's go back down, which is a bit ridiculous. But yeah, it needs to get back above $1.40. Needs to get back above $1.14. But yeah, no. So this chart is nice just because of what it's doing with these levels, right? But clearly, again, your next resistance is this little level right below 28 here. So it needs to break out of there. Needs to break out of there. Pre-market, dang, yeah, should have stayed in there. Yeah, SGMT is been nice. He's been nice. Okay. You know what's funny? The two stocks on this screen are both performing. SGMT and ASBP. ASBP is pushing for to retest that previous high. And again, USEG, right? A lot of you guys like this one. It's just playing games, like right in the middle there. Can we get above $1.40? Where's Benjamin? Cook him. And then YAAS is back to retesting the $1.50 resistance again too. Yes, correct. I'm at 212. And 150. 151. Ooh, there's a nice pop on ASBP, guys. That thing said, yep, I'm here now. So $1.30 would be next. $1.30 would be next resistance. The YAAS is pushing for brand new highs. Yeah, so YAAS made brand new highs of the day here. Yep, that thing said boom skis, boom skis, boom skis, boom skis. 160. That's a nice pop. 22 cents. Dang, that was a nice entry. Yes. 160. 168. There's some nice. These candles look aggressive though. They look aggressive and dangerous. Um, okay. Good job. Yeah, for some reason, again, USEG just pushes up to like 140 and then it gets rejected. Like it almost seems like it does, like it's looking for a higher low because it's on a downtrend. So let's see. And then YAAS is looking nice. Looking nice. Good job, good job, good job, Miss Tony. Well done. I like that. See, YAAS was like, nobody wants to pick me as their favorite stock. You don't want to pick me, even though I'm number one. Okay, then. I'm gonna leave you guys behind. INTC's been such a gem, such a gem, such a gem. Okay, that's why 170 is 170 resistance. Where did you have that order at, Kirsten? For USEG. YAAS. Mm, okay. Yeah, USEG just again. This looks like it's looking for higher low, which is good, but the damn thing needs volume. Yeah. Peter says 150. Yeah, the damn thing needs volume, right? It's holding the downside, but and then ASBP needs to close about 28, and then 30 cents. Yeah. It's gonna be a chaotic week, Matt. Chaos. There goes 29 cents. Chaos, chaos. With the Fed and all those earnings. Fun times. You know what? I have nothing to say to you, Peter. Nothing to say. Nothing to say. Uh, Come on, we need some breakouts. We need some breakouts. It's really early though, guys. It's barely been 15 minutes, right? So there's really no rush into any of these plays. Chaos will happen. Good things will happen. So no. It runs in the family. It really does. So you know what Peter's son told me. You know what he told me. You know what he told me. They're playing, right. So and then and then and then I called, right, and I roasted him. I'm like, you know what? Before you talk trash, Christian, you need to start winning some more medals in basketball. You need to start like actually playing sports before you come at me. And then you know what he told me? He was talking to his dad. He's like, is Blaze skinny? Because because if he would be in good shape if he ran like he ran his mouth. I'm like, wow, damn. I'm like, you know what? I'm out of here. Peace. Seriously, Ali, like, what the hell is that price action? That's just so rubbish. The volume just isn't coming through on that thing. Just not coming through, right? But it is holding the stupid bottom. I know, Tiffany. Like, I know. He's like, if you ran you would be in good shape if you ran like you run your mouth. Unbelievable. and Peter was just dying. Seriously, seriously. Okay, I mean, it is getting a nice little double bottom ish above the 200 EMA, but where's the volume USCG? Where's all that volume with all that news it had in the morning? ASBP is looking really good though, right? The levels are holding up really, really well. 30 cents is obviously your next resistance. Jan, yes, that's the red, Yeah, yes, I agree. So brand new highs there for ASBP. So clearly other names are taking the volume, right? Clearly other names are like, hey, give me the volume, please. Give me the volume. Give me the volume. 30 pennies. Yeah, Yas is just having such a hard time because there's a lot of selling at $1.70. So let's see if it can find a base above $1.50. If it can find a base and consolidate and or curl off that level, then that's a good thing. But it clearly hit resistance. That was a nice push though. It just hit resistance there, and then backed off. So Yeah, but ASBP is looking really good. Very, very good. I feel like SPY is gonna go a little bit sideways this week unless we have some. I think we all know what the Fed's gonna do though. The Fed's probably gonna leave it the same, right? No, no surprises there. ONCO. ONCO is testing the golden pocket, so like 72 cents. See if it stays above that. Omega, Intel, Intel, and YAAS is holding that 150 for now, so that is good. That is good. Uh, mm, Here goes Yas. Yas is like, hey guys, I'm doing a good job. Am I doing a good job? Yes, you are doing a good job. You are doing a good job. Yeah, that was a good retest of $1.50. Yeah, no, that's okay. That is completely okay. No, no, no. There goes Yas. Yas is like, I'm back, baby. I'm back. So again, there's a lot of selling at $1.70 for Yas, but it is looking good though. Uh, there we go, 170s. So nice little breakout there. So Yas is looking very, very, very nice. Yeah, there we go. That candle still needs to close above though, right? So that candle needs to close above $1.70. Uh, okay, there we go. Again, USEG isn't doing anything bad. It's just super slow, right? But it's doing a pretty good job of holding that bottom there. Like it's doing a good job of holding the double bottoms, which again is what we look for, right? So that's usually what we're looking for. Again, like just when you're on a downtrend, it's not gonna go up right away. It has to come back for a higher low or a double bottom, right? So for those of you playing with USEG, it still looks fine as long as it maintains that previous bottom. Alrighty. YAS is having such a hard time breaking above. So it needs to break out above. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it looks like ONCO is holding that golden pocket area though, which is good. Yeah. You got another 130 area, Kirsten. That's a good entry, right? So again, it's holding up really, really there. Oh, there it is. There it is, 140. Right? There it is. Right? So right. So there's nothing wrong with what it's doing. Right? It's just being difficult. It's just being difficult, just being difficult. 142. There we go. There we go, guys. There we go. Finally. Number two. Finally. Finally. Type yes in the chat if you're holding USEG, which I know a lot of you guys are holding this one, right? So type yes in the chat if you're holding USEG. I know everybody's going to say yes, right? So there's a reason why we keep coming back to this one, Good job, Ali. Love that. Good job. So we're obviously testing a little bit of resistance here now. So people are going to be taking some profits, right? People are going to be taking some profits, but yeah, pizza making monies. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, see, everybody was almost in this one, right? We've explained this again, like I said, right? When we do something, guys, um, right? When something happens, you always want to know the reason for why it's happening, and we've said this almost every day now, right? So when a stock is trending down, when a stock is trending down like this, right? It's very rare that it just shoots up immediately. Usually, what they want to do is they want to come back for a higher low or double bottom. Now, if that double bottom or the higher low is holding, that's when the money kicks in, right? So, okay, can we break above $1.45, $1.50? Can we do that? Can we do that? Because there's resistance right there. Can we break it? Can we do it? Can we do it? Yes, we can. Yeah. Yes. How do you know it's holding, Mike? Based on the candles that follow, right? So candle number one, candle number two, candle number three, candle number four, right? All holding. Then that's Peter has a sell limit at $1.50. So he's waiting for 3 more cents, 2 more cents. Peter's waiting for 2 more cents. They're like, "Are you sure, Peter? This is a double top. Are you sure?" Peter's like, "Yeah, I want $1.50. 3 cents." Yeah. So again, just be aware of that double top for USEG. Right. So it's the double top is at 148 already. So 148. So it's gonna need to break through that level if it wants to go. Yes, yes. Alrighty. So here we go again. Another test. Another test. Kirsten, good job on getting back in. Alrighty, that was good. Ali, good job on being patient with this one, right? So sometimes when it's really early like this and the stock isn't breaking down, you just have to be patient with it, right? It's so difficult because you want to go chase Yash, Nyash. You want to go chase Nyash, right? You're like, oh my goodness, but this one looks so good. It's going without me. What do I do? Do I buy it? No, 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 right? So unless your stock is breaking down, right, you have nothing to worry about, right? There goes Peter's limit order there, 1 penny away. 1 penny away. They're like, is Peter really at 150? Do we want to do that? No, we don't want to do that. Why would we do that? Why would we do that? When we can slap his nyash. You're out? Okay, Peter sold. Okay, yeah. Good job. Good job, good job, good job. Yeah, that's a good scout, Peter. Well done. Yeah, so it is sitting at a double top, and you can see a lot of people taking profits, which yeah, people are taking profits because they see resistance right there on the left hand side. If it breaks through that level, then there's more room to the upside, obviously. But people are going to be taking profits, whether you like it or not. Right? People always take profits at resistance. Let me move this. Okay, there you go. Come on, you can do it. That thing is like, no. Let's go, Raven. Let's go. Number two, guys. We started the week. Number two, number two. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, so it looks like this one's had a really hard time breaking through that 170, right? So for some reason they can't do it, which is fine. ASBP got rejected off 30 cents ish, right? So a little bit of resistance there. GLND just hasn't done anything this morning. The golden pocket, we did break through the golden pocket and ONCO, but it looks like it reclaimed it, so that's a good thing. right? So also the other reason why we liked, USEG is because of like a little bit slower, Okay. Yep, slow and steady wins the race. And again, I'm always very proud, very proud, always very proud. More than you guys know, more than you know. I'm always very proud when people make decisions like this. Like when you sell a stock at resistance and it drops, I'm always very proud. Very, very proud. Why? Because it lets me know that, rather than you sitting there and saying, "Oh, but it could, it could do this, it could do that," right? You're making decisions based on data, based on information, right? That's all I want you guys doing. And then if we can get a higher low curl and then go back up and break out, beautiful, excellent, right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. There's so many random pops this morning too. HTCO's halted up as well. Yeah. Exactly, Raven. Exactly. Yeah, JR, right? Because you could honestly just sit there and say, but it's gonna break 150, right? But it's gonna break 150, right? And then all of a sudden you're back to break even, JR. Then it's like, okay, well, what did I just, did I just again, this is why I like the new rule that's coming for the no PDT thing, right? If you have one trade for the day or you're on your last trade, the idea is that you're going to sit here and say, but I only have one trade left. I only have two trades for the week, three trades for the week, blah, 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 right? So, 10 cents is not good enough. Whereas when you don't have PBT, it's like, hey, you know what? Like 10 cents is good enough in this case because I'm at a double top, I'm at resistance. I'm gonna take this 10 cents for now. I'll come back in later if it looks better, or if we break out, or if we get another dip. Right? Stuff like that is good. Right? People that are gonna mess up the PDT are gonna be people that are like, again, it's more of a personal problem than it's a PDT problem. So no more complaining about PDT. Yeah, USEG. Yeah, the float is bigger in this one, right? It's gonna be a more predictable, like price action stock, which is good, right? Some of the other ones are gonna be a bit more chaotic though. CYC is down 9%, crazy. Again, if you ask me a question like this, guys, what am I supposed to do with this, right? What am I supposed to do with this? If you're really in a position or you need some help, I would hope you put more effort into the question. Alrighty, please, yeah, please. Alrighty, not just take a symbol question mark. That doesn't really help anybody. Yeah, USEG came back down. So look at that. If you didn't take your profits at the top, well, right, it came back down. So let's see if it presents another opportunity for another scalp, right, and then go from there. And ONCO slowly creeping up there to 80 cents, the 200 EMA. We almost wanna move this line a little bit lower there. Yeah, so right there. Look at that nasty drop, guys. Look at that nasty drop, right? Look at that nastiness. So again, if you didn't take your profits at a double top, right? When we say double top, we don't mean like double top at the highs of the day, right? Double tops don't only mean you have to no, like that is a double top, right? So all the criminals that took profits, look at them smiling, look at them smiling. They're like, "Eehee, I'm a criminal. Let's go." Right? Look at that. They're smiling with open teeth right now. Look at that. Look at that slap. New lows of the day, right? Look at that. They are smiling. Let me see those smiles. Open your mouth. Let me see them. Come on now. Yeah. Love it. And again, you don't just buy this because you want to buy it, right? It has to be consolidating. In this case, do you see it consolidating? Do you see it holding? Hell no. It's simply just dropping below the support. So the only thing you do there is maybe a gamble, right? But yeah, pre or post market somewhere, whenever the market just shoots up, is there any way to fix that, Dylan? Yes, absolutely. So At the bottom right of your trading view, Dylan, you should see something that says RTH. Bottom right, bottom right, right? So click on it, and then you're going to see an option that says ETH. Click on that option. That means extended hours. So you're currently on regular trading hours. You need to extended trading hours. You need to change that. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Dylan? Yeah. Dylan, see, I can tell you haven't been to the new trader education section because that's one of the things that's covered in that channel. Like, how do you turn on extended pre-market hours? Raven, you took the gamble. Okay, yeah. Let's see if it can find a way to consolidate and then curlies again. Consolidate and curlies. Alrighty. ASBP. Yeah, I did. That was a nice golden pocket test. Yeah, yeah. Any bets on gold going up? Uh, Gold. Let me take a look. GLD. I'll just look at the actual like GLD ticker thing. Isn't it crazy how how hype gold was not that long ago? They say welcome. Where do you think you're going, sir? Where do you think you're going? Yeah, there's a little bit of support here, Ali. A little bit. There's like an SD band holding it off. Yeah, there's a little bit of support at like 428. Yeah. So like 428, 428, 427 there, Ali. If that level doesn't hold, you're looking for 400. Yeah. No, again, same, right? So same. Like if I pull up gold, it's gonna be the same. Like look at this. Right? It's the exact same. It's just just a same chart, just a different thing. So for now, it looks like gold is holding a little bit. So we can, in this case, we can call it like 4,600, or 46, yeah, so 4,600, right? So if it stays above that level, fine. If it doesn't hold that level, then you have a lot more room to the downside already. So you can tell that it's in a weird spot, right? Like it's kind of trending down, but it's really not. It's been holding this level for a few days now, right? So that it's important that it stays above that level. So you're really not going to have a decision, Ali, until like if it breaks below this level, you know what's coming. If it breaks above this level, you know what's coming. Like look at that, right? So it's basically been in this level for 2 weeks now, just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So you can try and catch the bottom of the range, which it's kind of at the bottom of the range there. But if that level doesn't hold, it's going to break all the way down to this range here, right? But if it does break to the upside, then you have more room to the upside. So that's the idea, right? You need confirmation of a move. Um, Something needs to happen to confirm that, hey, take this bet, right? Unless you're just willing to, yeah. So it looks like USEG is reclaiming that 200 EMA, which is good. I like this one because of how slow it is, honestly. I like how slow this thing is. It doesn't just go to the abyss. Like it, yeah. HTCO's halted again. HTCO. Those some crazy halts. That's some nasty, crazy candles. Damn. Okay. Sheesh. Did anybody FOMO into this thing? NPT. I love my 30. Yeah. NPT. You're in at $1.32 and wonder if it maybe $3. So should you take your profits? Okay. Let me take a look. That is a good question. I like that you put a lot of detail in that. Thank you very much. So you're in at $1.32. So congratulations. You're green in that position. The volume isn't amazing on this thing. You most likely caught this candle on a nasty drop, right? So The volume this morning is 58,000 shares. Right? Like this thing has been dropping like a crackhead. So I can see why you got in. And actually, like, look at that. From $10 all the way down to $1.30, $1.25. Damn. That's quite the drop. So if that thing has a green day, it could be very nice. Right? Let me take a look at some other time frames here. So the only good thing here is your entry, which is amazing. So congratulations on that. That is excellent, right? I like how it's slowly creeping up here in some of these time frames. The only thing that's missing though is the volume, right? So it's really missing the volume. But like I said, the one good thing here is your entry, which is excellent. Alrighty. So if we go back to a smaller time frame here, though, I would honestly say that since your entry is so good, I would maybe pick a stop loss right below $2. Pick a stop loss right below $2 and hope that it can keep creeping up. Alrighty. This is one of those plays where you maybe don't want to just make that decision and just dump it, right? Because it's showing some signs of life, even though the volume is super low. I would pick a stop loss and say, hey, you know what? Let's go below $2. Let's go below the 200 EMA, right? Either way, you're gonna walk away in the green. So below $2, below $1.90, below $1.80, that's completely up to you, right? So if I look at the 5 minute, yeah, you can tell that the low from pre-market was 188, right? They kind of used the base from Friday as well. So again, that's another level you could go right below and say, you know what? This morning and last Friday, it was 188 support, right? Let's see if we can stay above that, right? And then go from there. The greatest swing play to I know, right? I know. Yeah, it like that thing always comes back, doesn't it? Right? The greatest swing play. But let's see if it comes back this time. So these guys decided to do an offering, guys. Even though they had cash, they decided to do an offering. Why? Because people just like they everybody likes to scam retail and collect monies as well. Right? This stock was looking so good. Like even this morning, it was creeping up back to $18, right? And then they dropped an offering, and the stock said, "Excuse you," right? So, anyways, yeah, HTCO. Yeah, it's still halted at that 23. Yeah, let's see if it can retest a good level and then hold that level, right? Raven, you took your little scalpies already? Okay, nice. Yeah, little scalpies. At the very least, at least there's been some a nice little pop here for everybody to have some breakfast, right? Everybody had breakfast on USEG, right? Now we need more food, right? A little snack, appetizer, right? Nice little double bottom, technical pop. Yeah. Wait, what happened to the Wi-Fi, Peter? Canada internet gave out. What happened? Okay. And then yeah, so YAAS is just playing games for now. Just playing the games for now. So YAAS needs to stay above $1.40. If not, they're gonna slap it a bit more. Pizza, I think that's your Wi-Fi. That is your Wi-Fi. Okay. Nice little green breakfast. Exactly, Tim. Exactly. Speaking of Canada, PAPL with the pop, Canadian stock. Uh, yeah. Yeah, Velo was really nice though, right? The amount of times we spammed that thing from 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, all the way to $18, that was very nice. And then going into the weekend, right? So again, let's see if they can find a base somewhere else and then go from there. But it's annoying when a stock is doing so well and the company does an offering, especially when they don't need. Anyways, silly behavior, if you ask me. Just let the stock cook, right? Yeah. But Velo will eventually come back. Because why? Because that's what that thing does. That's what they do. They just do that. Okay, let's see, 27. So spy just seems like it's in a bit of a range for now. Just in a bit of a range for now. Yeah, definitely garbage, Dan. Definitely garbage. Definitely garbage. Virus. Ah, how was the weekend, Virus? Yeah, see, that's what I mean, right? Like this, NPT is not the type of stock you just want to sell it. You don't want to just look at that. Look at that pop and NPT, guys. Look at that, right? So, like I said, you don't want to just sell this thing. You also want to give it room with a stop loss. Why? Because it's so beat down on the daily chart. Just one green day could be like, could be so amazing for you. Right? It's so amazing. So yeah, just keep moving your stop loss up, give it room to go, but also so just play with it like that, and you're gonna be happy. But again, congratulations on that entry because you're up $1 or something like that now, right? So that is excellent. Congratulations. Yeah, excellent. I mean, it has 140,000 shares now for volume. So maybe someone bought it in the chat. You know, someone said, "Oh, I'm in. Get me in, please. I'm in. Get me in there. In there like swimwear." Uh, yeah. What is that? Okay, three. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Mm, two, 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 two. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm, interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's coming back from like the abyss. It's on the scanner. It's coming from the abyss, Mayor. Yeah. Are you looking for position, Mike? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Yeah. Why do you think it looks suspicious, though, Hacks? Let me know. Why do you think it looks suspicious? Damn, ASBP came all the way down. Again, this is why it's so important to take those profits, guys, and not get greedy, right? ASBP was so hot at one point, now it's at the lows of the day, right? Okay, finally unhalted. High trend. Yeah, stuff like this is always just, like you just have to be willing to gamble, honestly, because that on halt candle went all the way to $27 and then dropped. Surprised they didn't halt it down, but yeah. Surprised they didn't halt it down. Okay, actually, let me search this. Uh, manufacturing norms, the pricing of Okay, interesting. For USEG, your golden pot, where is it at? Can you see mine? Yeah, yours is. It shows. Yours doesn't show that on stream on the 1 minute candle. Make sure the candles are the same. Hacks, right? So make sure the candles are the same. Most importantly, um, yeah, not sure why yours would be all the way up there, but yeah, make sure the candles are the same, please. Yeah, candles are the same. You have extended hours on, and it's not adjusted on the bottom right. If something doesn't match, take a screenshot of mine, and yeah. So like you might just have. Let me try changing it to the yeah. I have to change it to the same setup you have. I don't know if the settings changed it because it shouldn't be like that. Yeah. Dylan, that was your problem. Extended hours. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I mean, this thing's looking pretty good though, isn't it? Even though it looks suspicious, it's still looking pretty good. $26. Mm, 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 mm. No, 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 no. Mm, 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 mm. La 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 la. Yeah, I see. Mm, mm. No, you should have extended hours on. Yeah, as long if you have extended hours on, you should be okay. Okay, there we go. The market's kind of slowed down a little bit, huh? Right. USEG is still just chilling in that same range, which again, I think this is why a lot of people like this one because it's not gonna, it doesn't just disappear right away, right? It's still just holding in that same stupid range. Do I think it looks scammy? Yeah, it's just the price action, right? The way the candles are moving like that, it's pretty suspicious, but it looks like it. So stuff like this is less about technicals and more about just hype, right? Anyways, uh, yeah. So and then you can see that supplies in at 27, but at the very least, it's not crashing to the abyss. So that's a good thing. Yeah. Dom, are you in a position? Is that why you're asking, or what do you like? Are you looking for a position? What are you looking for on HCCO? Kimbella, yeah. No, there wasn't any news on HTCO. No news. Yeah, straight vibes. Yeah, there goes 27. So that thing is looking pretty good. The only issue is you just have, if you're interested in something like that, you have to be willing to FOMO with a smaller amount of, a smaller amount. Yeah. Right? Looks like it wants to break out though. The high of the day is 2750 for now. 2750. Don't be scared. Yeah, exactly. That's a name like this. Yeah. Yeah. Less technicals, more vibes. It goes brand new highs of the day. So 28 cent test. 28 cents. Did anybody FOMO into this thing? Anybody? Anybody take the YOLO FOMO? Anybody? Yeah, looks like it's halted up. Did anybody FOMO into this thing? You did? Okay. Yeah. It's halted up 50 shares. Yeah. So again, less about technicals, more about just having, yeah. There you go. Donovan, you did? Nice. Yeah. And then boom skis. Boom skis. So if you FOMOed into this, you're smiling right now, waiting for the on halt and hoping that it's higher. No, 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 no. Okay, let's see. No, 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 no. Okay, sounds good. Direct. Interesting. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. 500 on SGMT. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, you took $500. You out already, or you're still in the position? Mm, mm, mm. I like minus 6% on what? Minus 6% on what are you in? Minus 6%. For USEG, yeah, yeah, it's all the way down there. So I'm not sure why. Yeah, why the other golden pocket? It might just be the auto fibs then. Um, I haven't really looked into that, and if it changes where the fibs go, and it might be calculating, from the previous days, and yeah, so I'm not quite sure. And if that's the case, then just don't use it, right? Just use the regular one. And also maybe just turn that off and leave the golden pocket on, right? You don't really need the other stuff. How do you see if there's low volume? A few ways to see that. Sometimes you simply just look at the volume. You compare the last 30-day average volume. So for example, if you look at like USEG, right? So let's look at something that's actually moving. So obviously HTCO is moving right now, right? So low volume in general would be, you look at the average volume over the last 30 days and you're like, okay, it's 400,000 shares. right? So then if it's less than that, then it's low volume, right? So that's one way to look at it, right? The other way to look at that is obviously the price action, which is the way that I like to look, right? Based on the way that the candles are moving and the volume that's coming into specific candles, but mostly like the way that the candles are moving. That's how you can tell. You know how sometimes you can see like a candle move up, like one green candle, one red candle, one green candle, one red candle. That's pretty low volume price action, right? Also, when a stock is just going sideways, there's no volume, right? So it might have a lot of volume overall for the day. Like the times where you're like, but there's 100 million in volume. How come it's going sideways? Because that volume came earlier. Right now, there isn't a whole lot of volume. Yeah, 125. It shouldn't be there. And so it has to do with the update. Then, do you have the auto fibs as well, Ali? On. So there goes the on halt on this thing. So it looks like typical, right? It's always on halting lower or at the same price and then popping. So $26, 26.50. So they're playing in that same range there for now. Yeah, again, this is more of a vibes play than anything else. So there you go. Okay, so yeah, you just turn up the golden fib then. Yeah, the auto fib. So it's kind of stalling a little bit here below 27. Just a little bit. Come on. Where's that fat green candle? Yeah. Also the bigger float isn't really helping it, JR. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, the update was more so meant to do the update was more so meant for the golden pocket, right? So I would just use the golden pocket. Yeah. So you don't need the auto fib. That it's meant to adjust to the daily and the other time frames. You don't need to turn that on. So it looks like it got rejected there. So stalling, 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 and rejection. Rejection. Mm, yeah. Now they're gonna halt it down if it's not careful here. Mm, mm. Okay. So that level is a bit difficult. Spy is really just gonna chop sideways, isn't it? Just chop, and then re-add it. Raven, no, you don't have to do that. You can if you want to, and it should be fine. But you don't have to do that though. If you so actually this is perfect. So if you go to you see how like if you look to the left hand side of the algo, right? So right there, you see that little blue circle right there? It's blue purple-ish. And let me zoom in. So you see right there, right? I have potentially three indicators there, right? So some of you have yours showing, which is fine. But you also see the circle, right? What that circle means is that there's an update available, right? So if you click the drop down menu, open up your indicator list, and you put your mouse over the algo, right? It's going to give you that blue circle. The blue circle is going to be, or the purple circle in this case, blue purple. It's going to be all the way on the right hand side. So you just have to click on the circle, and it's going to run the update for you, right? So you see right there, right? So, but yeah, you could also just delete it and put it back on if you wanted to. Yeah. But yeah, HTCO got rejected off that resistance. YAAS is still doing a good job actually of holding. So YAAS doesn't look like it's quite done, is it? Right? YAAS is still looking a bit promising. So maybe this thing is going to return to number one, It's like, I'm number one. I'm not done yet. I'm number one. Number one always ends up running at some point like during the day. Not in this case. This one ran early in the morning, but anyways, great. So nice little pop there for YAAS. YAAS. Let me take a look. Palantir. 1% greenness. 1% greenness. I think I tagged you in this chart. In no, I think I tagged you in the, was it Palantir? I don't know. I tagged you in a chart in entries and exits channel. Yeah. Was it Netflix or was it Palantir? I tagged you in something. I don't quite remember what. Yeah. So in terms of earnings this week, Robinhood reports tomorrow, which is gonna be interesting. Microsoft SoFi reports on Wednesday morning. So Wednesday morning SoFi. Wednesday afternoon though, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Google, Ford, Chipotle. It's gonna be a party, isn't it? And then Thursday night is Apple. Thursday night is the Apple. There's a whole bunch more on the list. There's a channel in Discord, guys, called Earnings Whisper, right? So if you have any questions about these large caps and earnings, you could always just go in there. It's going to give you all the information. Alrighty? So the Earnings Whisper channel in Discord, it's underneath stock info. Yeah. After dark, yes. With that Robinhood, yeah, especially with earnings coming up, virus, you might have to do something. I might have to do something. If you go below that milestone mark, virus, I'm gonna find you. I will find you and send a rocket to you myself. You know? Yeah. Wait, why Caitlin? You just your broker? Damn, USEG is just sitting there, like as if it's been abandoned. Just sitting there. YAAS is looking like the most promising name now, though, guys, isn't it? Right? Yeah. YAAS is looking like a bit more promising than some of the other names. Uh, so, Kirsten, that's if you deleted it. If you deleted it and re-added it, then yes. If you didn't, right? Like if you just ran the latest update, then it just gives you the latest update without removing your other stuff. Yeah. I was having a good day. Ah, those are the YOLO times, the YOLO times. All in Apple calls. Apple said, "Congratulations, you played yourself." Mm. Cast with a bit of a push. A little bit of a push there. Yep, exactly, virus. Exactly. Exactly. Interesting. Okay. I understand that lower floats and higher volume typically better. Where can I see the float, Dylan? TradingView shows you the float, but also the float is shown to you in Discord, right? If you look at all those alerts, Dylan, if you look at an alert, it shows you the float right there. Also, if you want to see the float on TradingView, guys, your broker should also show you that information, right? So if you click on the little, so you have a section on here that says key stats on TradingView, right? So I'm trying to zoom in. So there's a section right here that says key stats, and in the key stats section, it's going to give you the volume, the average volume, the market cap, some stupid stuff for low float stocks, and then it's going to show you the share float, right? In this case, it's saying 2 million, right? So it's not always accurate. Sometimes it's off because when companies do splits, sometimes they can ruin that, right? Because then, yeah. Anyways, but and then it takes a while for them to update it. But in this case, you see the float right there, right? Yeah. But again, if you simply just look at the alerts in Discord, it shows you it gives you all of that information, right? It shows you the float, it shows you the volume, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah, Spy did pop a little bit. I wonder why. I don't see anything. I don't see anything though. Yeah, Spy is gonna be like that though. I feel. Yeah, this week is gonna be fat green candles, fat red candles, and that. What happened to the markets, guys? Why did everything just slow down like that? Why did everything just slow down? Again, YAAS is still YAAS right now looks like the best name, right? USEG is just consolidating above $1.20, not a whole lot of volume. So that thing just wants to give snacks, that's it. If YAAS can stay above $1.50 here and curl back up above $1.60, then that's when the fun begins. That's when the fun begins, but it has work to do. Is that what they're saying now, Cheryl? U.S. offers Iran offers U.S. new proposal to end the war. Hmm. I don't actually see that on like. Yeah. Mm. Anyways, 30 minutes ago, Winterfell. Oh, okay, okay. That's a long time ago. Why didn't it pop then? I think the markets are tired of this back and forth yo-yo rubbish. Why did you see the proposal, Winterfell? Did it show what the proposal was? I mean, if they're sending another proposal, it's probably because they're making progress. Yeah, XE is making new highs. Yeah, if they're posting that, if they're sending another proposal, it's most likely because it's most likely because they're making progress. Yeah, XE. So XE is the IPO from Friday, guys. Yeah, not too bad, huh? Not bad at all. Super slow though, right? Not a crazy runner, but it's moving in the right direction, so that's good. Oh, like they wanna control it. Yeah. HTCO's on halted. Hopefully, you guys all took your profits on this thing when it was stalling there like that. Hopefully, no one's holding a bag on that. And like I said, YAAS is looking like the most promising momentum stock for now, but it has work to do. So we need to get back above $1.60, $1.70, and then cook from there. Type yes in the chat if you're holding YAAS. Pizza is holding Yash, but type yes in the chat if you're holding Yash. Good job, Ali. Yes. Yes. You took the monies, Nancy? Okay, good job. Good job. Good job. uh, yes. Anyways, yeah, so for now, this looks like the most promising momentum stock. WYHG with a nice little pop there too. But yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can we get a breakout though? Come on now. Can we just stop playing these silly games up and down like a, you know? Yes, in the chat. I think we, yeah. I think we need some boom skis so we can thrust. Yas needs to go to $2 so we can thrust. What happened to GLND? I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it since the market opened. Are you in a position, Elaine? Let me know. So there goes 160, right at the bottom of the supply zone there. Okay. Give us a nice boom skis. When the markets are slow like this, it makes you hungry, It makes you hungry. Like, what the hell is this? You know? Makes you hungry. So 160, like I said, we need to get back above 160 first. HTCO is kind of holding $19. Can I get SPY to 400? No. If SPY went to 400, the world would come to an end. If SPY went to 400, you wouldn't need monies. Your SPY puts would be the least of your concerns. Pizza. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not my eating time yet. Not till not for another few hours, virus. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I had a donate yesterday. I think you guys call it a euro. It was nice. It's good. It's been a while. So yeah. You guys were posting so many food pictures. I had to get an omelet on was it Friday, Raven? Yeah. It was good too. A food truck night at your ice cream shop. Oh wow, I like it. I like how there's like there's a night for everything, Tiffany. Tiffany has a steak night, food truck night. I like it. Yeah, don't worry. Don't notice how Dan isn't in the chat? He's already eating, because all he does is eat and eat. Is the stock of the day? Yeah, Bull did come back. Nothing crazy, but it did come back. So it needs to get back above $10, Jaden. With scrambled eggs and that sounds amazing, Peter. Sounds like a Vegas trip. Yeah. That sounds like a Vegas weekend trip, pizza. Yeah. He saves that for Vegas. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Winterfell. About to stop for the day. Yeah, it's just like up and down, Dan. Just up and down, up and down. There's no reason, like The good thing though, Dan, is like when you look at the top of the range, you can see the top of the range, right? Every time it's popped to the top of the range, they slap it back down. So um, at the very least, you kind of have the range mapped out. Scallops, wow, nothing to say. Anyways, yes, come on, let's pump. We need distraction from all the food talk. All the food talk. So we're breaking above $1.60. If we can close above it, that would be nice. Yes, that would be very much appreciated, That would be very much appreciated, right? That stupid supply zone. 163. Here we go, Kristen. And then again, the main resistance on this thing has been $1.70. So yeah. $1.70. Come on, break it, break it, break it. Peter, do something else, please. 163 again. Why am I feeling cold? Why is it cold? Like, what is the damn weather today? 20? Maybe that's why it's cold. Ish. Like when you go from when you go from like from warmer weather to like it's spring and like we had some snow. The last 3 days we had snow. In the spring, guys. What the hell? In the spring. But not to worry though. Once Tuesday, Wednesday, once we get through like the, half of the week, summer arrives. Look at that. Then we start to push for the teens, Celsius. I mean, I'll change it for you guys. So yeah. Then we start to get to the, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Then you're like, okay, 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 summer is here. Hot air rises. That's why. No, because it's actually cold. Rubbish. Yeah. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, a little bit rubbish. But then after that, we're gonna be wearing t-shirts. T-shirts. That's summer. Yeah, that's summer. No trips to Mike. Definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not. 90 degrees in Louisiana. 90 degrees this past weekend. 90. Damn. Here we are sitting in the 20s, and you're at 90. Crazy. ENVB. Yeah, we could use a really nice breakout. 88. Damn. Jealous. Jealous, jealous. When's the next long weekend in the market, guys? Let's go to Vegas. Just so you know, just so we could have some hot weather and some food. Uh, oh yeah, the next holiday is Memorial Day, May 25th, and then it's the Juneteenth holiday. That's like a Friday holiday. Yeah, that's June 19th though. That's all you need to know. Yeah, Mother's Day. 80 degrees, Kristen. Yeah. Yeah, it's curling a little bit there. So it did break below the golden pocket, and then it's slowly curling back up to retest it, basically. So that 24 level, 24 to 25 ish resistance. Damn, Yash is so stubborn, so stubborn, such a stubborn stock. You know what's good about this stock though is that it doesn't die. You know, like at least it's stubborn, but it keeps coming back up. I like when stuff. Yeah. Price potential for the day. I don't think that's important, Ajit. But if it breaks and holds above $1.70, then you could consider $2. Yeah, yeah. That's the holiday where everybody's like, "Wait, there's a holiday? What's holiday? What's happening?" Especially like for Canadians, they're like, "Wait, what? Juneteenth? Is that a holiday?" Yeah. Is that a holiday? Yeah, so if we can break above $1.70 and hold $1.70, then $2 is possible. But for now, clearly has work to do. SPY just keeps getting rejected off that same level, Dan, right? Over and over and over again. Same top to rejected. So it just feels like we're waiting for the Fed and for earnings this week to really, or like a deal, an Iran US deal, or something else to push. Yeah, it's very slow, Salat. Very slow. That initial pop, the play on this thing was that play right there, right? This was the play. The double bottom, 200 EMA off $1.30, a dollar, something like that. Pop to the double top. This was the play. Not a massive move, but that was it. Once it came back down and it was playing below the 200 EMA, honestly, how many times do we need to say this? When your stock goes below the 200 EMA, even if it's in the same range, it's a headache. At that point, it's just annoying. So maybe at some point it's gonna come back. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Mm. Yeah, so you're going back up to retest that golden pocket in this one, Tiff. Mm. Hmm. Yeah. Kristen, do you get, so most people don't get that holiday off. Do you take the holiday off and celebrate? Okay. It looks like HTCO is actually quite impressive, Like, look at that comeback right off the VWAP. That's a pretty nice comeback. Still a crackhead stock, but that's a pretty nice comeback, though. Is it going to break out this time? That's the question. How the hell has nothing broken out this whole time, guys? What the hell is going on? Again, ASBP is curling nicely, testing the golden pocket. USEG is just chilling there. YAAS, just I don't know what that thing wants, but obviously $1.70 is another big level that it's having a difficult time with. Right? So a lot of sideways stuff. Oh, maybe this is gonna break out this time. There it is. There it is. New highs of the day. HTCO. Yeah, I think they're just waiting for the earnings this week, or for the Fed, or for Iran. So HTCO is halted up, by the way, at a 28.16. 28.16. Is anybody still holding a HTCO? Anybody? H to the CO. La, 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 la. But yeah, it's halted up. 28.16. 28.16. Daniel, you still in there? Okay. H to the CO. H to the CO. $22. Okay. Good job. Good job. See what happens when it unhalts. I Yeah, I have to pick and choose. Okay, sometimes. Yes, is still there. Yeah, still holding 150. Still holding 150. Have a great day, pizza. Have a great day. See you later. PAPL, the Canadian pineapple. Yeah, let me pull that up. Yeah, ASBP looks good too. It's testing the VWAP now at 26 cents. So nice curl from the abyss. This PAPL seems to run like every day now. Every day there's a weird pop. The annoying thing is like the candles, like anyways. But yeah, it seems to run every day now. Just random pops here and there. Yep. Nice push though. Ooh. 131. Back to painting. Okay, sounds good, Lock. Good job on those gains. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Did you get back in at 22? Did you get back in at 22, Tiffany? Okay, let's see if it can let's see if this time if it breaks above 28 and actually stays above 28. Because it's been there 3 times now, and for some reason it just can't seem to stay above it. So maybe this time. Maybe this time. La, 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 la. 22? Yeah. Yeah, no, because I know you got in at 22 last time, so I figured. So there goes the on halt. And as usual, they on halted at the same price. And then it has to start moving from there. But it does look like it wants to push above 29 now. There it goes. There goes 29. So nice little push. Again, more of a FOMO play than anything else, right? And those candles really need to start holding above the double top there. Yeah, and they got rejected again. So it's really important that when you play breakouts, like you let the candles close above those levels. If not, there's a good chance they can slap it right back below. It did curl. Trader Papa. That was a really nice curl from the abyss. But then you have the VWAP, which is very common, right, as resistance, right? So it needs to break about 26 and then, potentially back to 28. But for now, watch the retest of 24. 24 to 23 cents. That level is going to be important. So that little penny, if it can stay above that, then you're fine. Yeah. But it needs to get back above that 26 though to really get pushing back, to the highs. Needs to. And then HTCO, like this thing drops and then comes back like a crackhead. Mm, 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 mm. Tim, why is United always playing on Monday? Like, what do they have against the weekend? So here comes ooh, damn, that thing was almost at $30 and then immediately lost a dollar. Sheesh, immediately lost a dollar. Mm. Yeah, for some reason they just don't like it holding about 28. Yeah, I don't know why they keep doing Mondays. So like people don't like have people like have to take Mondays off to go watch the games. I guess it's Monday evening. For them it's like Monday night football. So they could always done the whole day. There's some social media hype coming through for this one. INEO, some Twitter. I'm not sure why, but they're spamming this. It's not really doing anything. So if you see those spams and that's something you're interested in, it needs to break out above 77 cents first before it's even remotely in consideration of a play. Uh, Frank, that's a good question. Um, that is a good question. I think the it's testing the 4 hour 50, right? You almost want it closer to $12. If that's something you're interested in, I would initially think about scaling in first slowly, right? Because I think if again you're looking at a 4 hour time frame or any time frame that's still dropping, like it's still looking weak, right? There hasn't been any signs of like consolidating, finding a base. It's not really holding anything. So but it's testing some nice levels. So like you'd almost have to consider scaling in slowly if you wanted to take a brand new position on Velo. Because if that thing, ideally, if it dropped to $12, that would be way nicer. But I don't know if it's gonna do that. Plus, the offering was done at $14, right? The offering they sold 3 point something million shares at $14. So technically, $14 is the fair value. It's like the number that they sold the shares for. So eventually, it's gonna go back above $14. Eventually, right? Question is, does it stay here and go back up, or does it keep dropping? For now, it's looking a bit weak still. Off to run some errands. Okay, sounds good. Have a wonderful rest of the day, Tiffany. I don't know, Jay. I don't know. When I say crackhead, I just mean like, you know what I mean. Especially for these stocks that are like up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's like crackhead behavior. Let me take a look at that actually. Uh, it's not exactly an amazing daily looking chart, is it? Not exactly amazing. The way this thing is moving, it just feel. Oh, I was gonna say the way it's moving, it just looks like $30 is just a matter of time, isn't it? Right? And yeah, the way that thing is moving, look at that, $31, guys. $31 for HTCO. Did UCAR just do an offering? Private placement. This is unbelievable. These companies really want to take advantage of the boomskis too, huh? So HTCO at $32, almost. Only at trailing stops. Dan? Yeah. Yeah, that price action is very rubbish. Very rubbish. It's back to testing the bottom of the range now. Let's see if it bounces again, Dan. Right? It's been to this bottom all pre-market and then bounced. So, but like I said, the one good thing is that you can see that pre-market bottom and top, and it's been very predictable. Like same top, same bottoms. Wonder if it's gonna break below now, or if it's just gonna bounce back up. 15 million, 164. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, and it's also a private placement rather than a public offering. SPY is looking suspicious there though. MSW. Let's go Winterfell. Good job. Good scalp. For some reason, this stock really likes the number 28. The number 28. 28 is a nice number. According to numerology, 28 is the number of monies. 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 Well, I mean, the other numbers, but any number with an 8 in it, I think, is the idea. 2885. 29. And back to 28s. Yeah, USEG just became disappointing, right? Very disappointing. But again, I think you guys can tell me, easily why this stock became disappointing, right? Because we went below the 200 EMA. All of a sudden, the 200 EMA became resistance, right? Resistance. Oh, Dan. Yeah. And then YAAS is still just doing the same thing, Jay. Nothing's changed. It's bouncing up the 200 EMA. It's the same stupid range, just like everything else, right? Like, look at this. How many times has it been to the same bottom-ish? And then popped and then back down. So, yeah. A small position. Okay. Yeah. Why is this so slow? So slow. See, I think in the case of like Poeto, be careful, right? I'm not sure how much revenue they've lost from, so just look into that. Look a little bit deeper into that. Make sure that isn't going to affect them in the long run where they're going to need to do an offering, right? So in the case of like Velo is raising money, it's an offering, right? So it doesn't change like so anyways, not on the same page. And then YAAS, I like how YAAS is holding that 200 EMA, but it really needs to start doing something more productive here than just silly stuff. Just silly stuff. UCAR is pumping. It's a private placement. Like those private placements are always better than public offerings. UCAR. UCAR said, "Oh, we did a private placement. You think that's a problem?" But you guys knew that though, right? A private placement is not the same as like yeah. I'm desperate. Oh, Dan, some days are just like that, You're like, come on, just give me something. I'm trying here. Just give me something. Dan is using magnets, four leaf clovers, dancing around the computer, willing to sacrifice the cat. And the markets are like, seriously. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. 208. Yeah, UCAR actually also had news earlier today, so I'm sure that helps. I'm sure that also helps. Mm, 210. UCAR is actually looking okay. Yeah, it's actually looking okay with the little baby moves. Yeah. You got stopped? Okay. Up to 205. Okay, you moved the stop. Okay, nice Winterfell. Yeah, looks good. It looks nice. Yeah, don't forget to smash the like, guys, if you haven't already. So it does, but in a different way. It does, but in a different way, Dan. Not Dan. I'll win. Yeah. The idea is that when you do a private placement, you're handpicking, right? Like you're handpicking. You're selecting a price you like. you're handpicking an institution. Sometimes the private placements are done, CEO, right? Like the CEO, the insiders, like these are all people that already, like in the inside, or someone that's involved in the company, whereas a public offering is usually done with, like all these other like public firms with no ties to the company, and they do some pretty fishy things. So yeah, we've had some pretty explosive private placements. Pretty explosive. That is a nice push on new car. Winterfell is smiling. Winterfell is just worried about moving the stop loss higher and higher and higher. And higher. That's a really nice push. $2.30, 231 at the high of that candle. I learned something new today. I was waiting to buy the dip, and it just exploded. Yeah, they said buy. We don't have a public offering. We have a private placement. There's definitely more room to the upside. Yeah, not that you should be FOMOing at this price, because that thing hasn't had a red candle since that news came out. From $1.60 something to $2.34. So it's been running for quite some time now. You got stopped out, Miranda? Okay. What did you get in at? Yeah. What'd you get in at, Miranda? You keep doing things like this, we're gonna send you out of Canada. You know that, right? You keep doing things like that and not joining Discord, we're gonna kick you out of Canada. Send you to Nashville. You know. I think the stream lagged for a second at some point today, maybe. So make sure the red dot is live on it's on your stream. If it's not, you might be delayed. So make sure the red dot is on. If not, just update it. You know, yeah. Click on the live button. So yeah, because I think I can tell. So a few of you guys are delayed. Delayed. Good job, Mash. Good scalps. Yeah, Winterfell and Mash. Good scalps. The golden pocket was always down here, right? Closer to a yeah. So it's coming up $1.10, $1, $1, $1.09, right? So they like to test it when it's all the way down there. You learned your lesson. Okay, good, 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 good. YAAS is just playing games all day today, all day. That thing's waiting for us to get up the damn stream so they can pump it. Today's gonna be one of those 3-hour streams because of how slow it is. Unless something picks up at some point here soon. Today is gonna be one of those 3-hour streams. So in 45 minutes or so, we might just hop off and go back to Discord because yeah, made a couple of scouts this morning. Okay, good, 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 good. I like it. Okay, we'll leave you in Canada then. Uh, for day trading, Scott. So um, that rule applies to every broker you're going to go to. Keep that in mind, right? They're changing that, so they're supposed to change that rule. So that's going to change for every broker as well. But I think for now, most people like Webull, right? If you do a survey, most people select Webull over Robinhood. So you could do that. But again, keep in mind though that's a general rule. Like if you're trading more than three trades in 5 days in a margin account, they're gonna flag you. Ready? So unless you switch to a cash account, but again, they're gonna change that at some point here. So hopefully it's not a problem. Then you're going away, Dan. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Tim. Switch to a cash account, right? I don't think with honestly PDT like or with Mart like I think you should still use a cash account, right? With the PDT stuff. So without the with if that goes away, then you can use a PD. You can use the margin account without PDT. Sweet potato pancakes today. That sounds interesting. I've never sweet potato pancakes. That sounds interesting. Earlier though, I'm curious why I was up $5, then down below two. Tritrog. I have no idea. Let me take a look. Not a clue. CMPX. I know people were mentioning this one this morning. I just wasn't interested because it was still deep red. But it basically went up to retest the 200 EMA. So honestly, to me, that's not a big surprise. But in terms of like why it went from $5, it crashed from 550 to $2. They must have done something here. They must have done something. They had a drug. Yeah, they had a drug. Yeah, they reported some news this morning. So usually when stuff like this happens, so it says Compass reports positive, F, uh, plans FDA meeting, right? Usually what happens is people look at this and say, okay, I see success, but there's something already else out there, right? And this isn't as successful as the other one that's out there. So this might be positive, but there's something else out there. That's usually why these stocks drop like that. Um, yeah, but they definitely had some medical news. Maybe that creates an opportunity. They're still about to go in front of the FDA. But anyways, yep. Potato pancakes. There goes 236, 240. Yeah, UCAR is looking really, really nice. That was a nice dip and pop. A nice little dip and pop. And so a retest of the 9 EMA. So it looks like, yeah, no, of course. So that was the news from earlier. Winterfell, Iran offers GL to end war, lift blockade, delay nuclear talks in the Strait of Hormuz in exchange for ending the war and lifting the la 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 la. They offer. Okay. Now, again, what I at the very least, I see that as positive. You know, yeah, I see that as positive, but I don't think. Yeah, if they want the control of the Strait of Hormuz, that's not gonna happen. So, yeah. I think they just want to make monies there, though. Like you guys cost us monies. We need to raise monies. We need to raise monies. UCAR. Yep. 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 They'll figure it out. It's really none of our business. It's None of our business. UCAR is our business, though. Yeah, nice run on this. And then 250 resistance. You don't have a good history at UCAR? Only reason I trusted it a bit was still yeah, yeah. Yeah, if they're doing a private placement around the same price that the stock is at, it's usually a good thing. Now, if you start to do things like that, whether it's a private or public offering, right? You start to do it when the stock is pumping. You're asking for trouble. So, um, yeah. So them doing a private placement at the same price when the stock wasn't already pumping on the way down is a good thing. Then that thing is cooking, cooking. Sheesh, UCAR said, "Hey guys, come to the car party." That thing is cooking, guys. UCAR cooking. Type yes in the chat if you're holding UCAR. Type yes in the chat if you're holding this. Type yes in the chat if you're holding the car. Column, yeah. Yes, 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 yes. So quite a few of you guys are in this one. I'm ready to scout stocks. Anything better than this? I know that. Yeah, I think it's just the week, just the day, just the week. Then risky but green. Good job, Dylan. Good job. Yeah, nice little 10-cent scalp. Definitely risky, especially right below 250 there. But yeah, like a breakup, like a little breakout there above 235 would have been better for you. But you did good though. PJ, good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. You're good with Discord right now, right, PJ? Hopefully. Yeah. Again, just make sure, just look at today as a scalp day, please. Right? Especially with like nothing really going crazy. So try not to diamond hand anything. Okay, good, PJ. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. So a little bit of profit taking, a little bit. 216. Nice, Dester. Nice. Good job. Good job. One of the first trades I ever on a cash account. Been holding UCAR since before I joined the community 2 weeks ago. Let's go. Hopefully you're nice and green now too, though. Palish. Hopefully you're nice and green now. Congratulations. Yeah, let me look at the daily chart on this because I think there's room to. Yeah, yeah, good job on this one. It did a really good job holding this 140 last week, just chilling there, right? You can clearly see though, like why the resistance is up there. You can see that that last run basically double topped at 280. So if this thing breaks 280, ooh wee, right? So if it breaks above 280, Christmas, they might want to pump it a lot more. So yeah, yeah, column, yeah, basically same, right? Same. So I'm just gonna call it 280. But right now it looks good though. Right now it looks good. So brand new highs of the day on this last candle, 262. Palish, what's your entry on this one then? What is your entry on this one? Good job, Root. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. 209 entry. Good job. I like that. The golden pocket. Yup. Finally. It took some time to come to the golden pocket, huh? All the way down to the golden pocket, guys. All the way down. All the way down, 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 down. So now it needs another higher low. Right? Now it needs another double bottom or higher low. USEG. Anyways, UCAR is the monster for now, though. That thing is looking nice. Looking very nice. I think honestly, people just wait. People just wanted something to cook. We just needed something in the market today. We just needed something to get moving here. Just needed something, and then again, that resistance from last run was 280. No, 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 no. RPGL. I just need to thrust. Where are the boomskis? So it looks like that golden candle is giving us the rejection. uh, where we at, Dan? Curling a little bit. It's curling just a little bit. Yeah, I think we need some news from somebody. From somebody. Hmm. I like the way it's holding that retest spot though at 250. What do you mean, Gary? What do you mean? It's almost like everybody's still on holidays. It's like everybody thinks it's a long weekend because of the way it's slow. Even Bitcoin's crashing like a crackhead. Telling you, Bitcoin's the biggest scam. Of all the pumping that's been happening in the market, Bitcoin could barely get above $80,000. All the pumping in the market, Bitcoin is like, nope, SPY hitting highs on highs and highs. To the beach in a couple of weeks. Which beach are you going to then? To the same beach you always go to? So you're not really traveling anywhere? To the beach. Okay. Yeah, so that's your beach, the usual beach then. Oh, Florida? Okay. I like it. To the beach. That looks like that golden candle really was a problem. Jay? That sounds suspicious. Very suspicious. Very suspicious. 20 minutes from the beach, D? 20 minutes from the beach. Yas has done a really good job holding that 200 EMA, but I think we're kind of, we need more than just a hold of the 200 EMA. We need some rockets. I don't know why a rep keeps halting up and down. A rep. Yeah. Oh, they've done did they actually do a split? Something doesn't add up here. I think they did a split at the open. Yeah, a rep did a split. Why isn't that like anyways? Yeah, something doesn't look right with that chart. Anyways, it's not really something that I'm interested in though. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, something needs to give us a breakout. Something needs to give us a breakout. 146. Let's see. Yeah. It's not a bad entry, Kirsten. Not bad. Got long halted a month ago for too small of a float. Not sure what it. Yeah, see, like that's what I mean. Winterfell. Something doesn't seem right. It just seems off. So I wonder if it's that in combination with the split, or they did a split because then that was the only way they would let them come back live. So I don't know. Something just doesn't add up. So I'm not really interested in looking at that stupid thing. Not interested. HTCO is bouncing up the 9 EMA again. This thing's actually done a really good job holding that 9 EMA. Really, really good job. Huh. Voluntarily delist. That's what they're supposed to do. Yeah, no thank you. Yeah. No thank you. I was just wondering why it's been halting every few minutes. It's halted up, it's halted down. Relisting, and then splits. Yeah, yeah. They came back to scam people more. I don't understand why they let stocks like that come back. It's like, hey, this company has done multiple splits. Like, why are you letting it relist and then do a split? Like, why? Who approves that at the SEC or like on the exchange? Who does that? because that's how retail gets screwed. It's not PDT, it's not like this, it's not that. It's some of these companies just do scammy things over and over again, and they let them slide. You know. But then if someone's grandma bakes cookies, and then they decide to go all in on a cookie company, they're gonna be arrested for insider trading. But yeah, these companies can scam people over and over. Like if you do a split more than twice, you should be delisted. You have a pattern of scamming people. But then some of these companies do splits every year. Then they just destroy the stock and it goes back to 10 cents, split to $10, back to 10 cents. And then the shorts make monies because it's so easy. Insiders make monies because they're just getting paid to dilute the stock. And then back to the abyss. Sounds like Mullen, exactly, Jones. Yeah, Mullen, AMC is one of them too. They should have delisted AMC by now. The only saving grace for AMC is that it's still above $1. They did a slip and Nasdaq suspended for a month. Yeah, like they already have history of being suspicious. But no, like look at it. As soon as we're talking about it, it's just dropping more. Can't really see it because it's so. But anyways, come on, Yas, do something here. Do something. Do. 148. So yeah, Kirsten, you're green in that position. Your entry is not bad. And does that really say it's halted up? A rep is halted up? How does the price go down and it's halted up? The price was at 93 cents. Now it's at 85 cents and it's halted up. How is that possible? Anyways, yeah, I'm not. Stay away. You're in, Raven? Come on, yes. Let's get back above 150 here. Finally, Dan. Yeah, a nice curl. Good, good, Dan. Good. Whoever you wanted to bribe, Dan, it worked. Whoever you bribed, it worked. Was it Raven? Yeah, it goes 150 for Yas. Yas says, Yas, I want to go. Yas, Yas. Yas. Stop playing with us. No, Dan was playing features. It was just really choppy. There we go, Yas. Kirsten, are you happy now? Should be happy. Yes, yes. They said, "Oh, Dan's breakfast. Okay, we have to pump it a little bit at least." Yeah. No, UCAR had a really nice pop, Aziz. We were watching it. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Mm. Come on, yes, you have more juice than that. You have more violence in you than that. To the upside, just declare it. Just. Yeah, no, it needs to break out. There's a double top here, guys. So you see this little line right here? I'm gonna move the line so it's not so right here. See that line right there? There's a double top right there. And then obviously the 200 EMA. So it needs to break out. Meetings all morning. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, Dan needed some boomskis in the market. Yeah, you could always take a look at the halt scanner in Discord. Yeah. Yeah, the halt scanner is not even like looking at a rep. It doesn't even like the damn thing. Went right to the golden pocket and got rejected. That's where your TP was. Very nice. Yeah, the that level always it's almost like it coincides with the 200 and the VWAP for SPY 2, which is perfect, Dan. Yeah, that was nice. Just a few. Dara, be careful, please. Be careful. Be careful, please. Yeah, be careful, please. Good thing it's a small position. Yeah, UCAR is curling up the view up here, BH. So nice little consolidated bottom here, and then a little curl. Like I said, there's a double top here for YAAS, so YAAS needs to break out. He needs to break out. Who's gonna break out first? Is it gonna be UCAR or is it gonna be YAAS? Because those are the two names that seem to have the juice for right now. YAAS versus UCAR. UCAR is like, it's not even a race. It's not even a competition because I'm gonna cook soon. Damn, UCAR. UCAR says, say that again. You think it's a race? Sheesh. That's a nice quick pop. And then obviously a double top as well, guys. Right? So that resistance really is at 180, but there's obviously a little bit of resistance here at 265. Features. Oh, that's so perfect, Dan. Oof. That's such a perfect exit too. Damn. That is so perfect. If you waited, if you got greedy there, Dan, they would have slapped the rubbish out of you. Just a second of greed, they would have got a second. Yeah. True. Well done. That's why greed is not good in the market, Dan, you know? Just you have a plan, you see something, you know that it's reliable, just run away. Run away. So UCAR is breaking out of that little resistance there. So and then if it can break and hold that 65, your next level is that 280. So $1.65 and then $1.80. Ready? So but first things first, it needs to close above $1.65. First things first. It says a rep is halted up now, which it is halted up because it's at 91. Yeah. So Dara, you're green. So Elon versus OpenAI lawsuit is set to start today. There is a interesting Elon versus OpenAI lawsuit. Why is Elon suing them? I remember Elon had an issue with them, and he wanted to buy them or something like that. So again, for now, the real momentum competition is between UCAR and YAAS. UCAR is obviously winning, but UCAR needs to close above this 265, and then it's 280 after that if it can hold. If it can hold. As honestly, Winterfell, like names SNDK, like it's just so crazy, so crazy, so crazy how like you know. Anyways, so that's an hour before close 1 o'clock. Yep, for now. Yas is trying though. Yas is like, come on, guys, come on. I want to break out too. Come on, come on. I want to go. Yukar is like, chill, buddy, chill. I'm the captain now. I'm the captain. 269. Here comes 270. Here we go again. 270. What's up with this 270 area? It's like every 10 cents we have a problem. Every 10 cents there's a bit of a problem. Every 10 cents. Okay. Come on, you car, you could do it. You can do it. That thing's like, no, I can't. No, I can't. Yas is like, okay, maybe now that one's going down. Maybe I can do it. You can do it. 153. I watched a movie this weekend. What is it called? The Longest Yard. That was a good movie. Wasn't bad. With Adam Sandler. I think that's what it was called. The Longest Yard. Some pretty famous people in that. It's always interesting to go back and watch these older movies and see, like, anyways. Yeah. Yeah, I still think these two stocks look good though. Like Yas, and UCAR. I still like those two. Why is that funny, Jones? Why? Why is it funny? A classic movie. I think that was the first time I watched it. When you were how old? Damn, 12. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was an older movie. It was good though. There's a lot of stuff I haven't seen, obviously. Oh, the multiple versions of the movie. Oh, what the hell? Okay. You out of funds still in? So you're green for the day though, right? You should be green for the day. So good job, right? That's all that's important. Being out of funds or not, as long as you made money today, that's all that matters. A rep is halted down, guys. Oh my days. This stock is such a scam, it's not even funny. Like this is so scammy. The candles are barely moving, but every little tick is a halt. Every candle is like halt, halt up, hold down, halt up, hold down. What a stupid scam. Like I said, just stay away from this. Just stay away from that stupid thing, honestly. It's not really worth maybe on a different day, but yeah, maybe on a different day. If it consolidates something, I think today, especially after this split, I think there's so much going on here that it's very suspicious. Very suspicious. Yeah, some market makers are being a real jerk. Seriously, seriously. I watched the last class you had on the golden pocket alerts. I followed it step by step, but for some reason, it's giving me an error and asking me to buy. Timothy, which membership do you have on TradingView? Oh, I think sometimes TradingView changes the rules, right? Like years ago, I mean, not that long ago, you could have the free version of TradingView, have everything, and then as time goes on, they keep saying, oh, now you can't do this, now you can't do this. Are you using the free version? Maybe that's why. So keep in mind the alerts have nothing to do with the algo itself. They have everything to do with TradingView because TradingView is sending you those alerts, right? So if you have the free version, maybe they're like, hey, okay, we don't want to send you alerts, but that has nothing to do with the algo. And UCAR and YAAS is still just playing games here, just playing games. Can something just break out? Yeah, I think that's why, Timothy. Yeah, just playing games with us. Friday. Okay. This has to be one of the slowest days we've had for a few days. Because I think earlier last week was slow too, and then we cooked at the end. Yeah, it's very slow, very very slow. The good thing is there are opportunities though for quick scalpies, right? Like a lot of you guys got in the low 140s for YAAS, right? Some of you guys got into UCAR, right? There are opportunities, but right, ASBP at least it's trying to curl again, like there are opportunities. There's just nothing crazy, nothing explosive, which is what we want. We want boom skis. Chris, okay. I haven't looked at that a whole lot today. Yeah, cast goose. Yeah, see, like there are opportunities all over the place, just nothing crazy. Yeah, there you go, goose. Can you take a look at no position GLND? Sure. GLND. Nasty. This is a gamble. This is just a straight gamble. I would give it a bit more time to consolidate here, Chris. Right? Again, when your stock goes below the 200 EMA, what happens after that? Your life ends. You know, your life changes from having possibilities to yeah to hopelessness. But yeah, no, I would give it a little bit of time. I think the only thing that's maybe good here is that it's holding 580. So if you play with this, Chris, if you take a gamble close to 580, if it breaks below, yeah, garbage. Exactly. Live support. So yeah. Alrighty. That was depressing. But it's true though. And it has to be depressing, Dan, for people to really listen and stop buying stocks below the 200 EMA. Stop holding stocks below the 200 EMA, right? Look at SGMT. Like, what's the difference between this one and the other one we just looked at least this one's been above the 200 EMA all morning, pre-market, market open. At least there's a little bit of life here, right? Look at every stock we're looking at, it's going to be above the 200 EMA, right? Look at this one, above the 200 EMA SGMT. There's some life, right? Nice demand zones. You can trust support levels, you can trust everything when the stock is above the 200 EMA. right? You're like, "Ooh, that looks like a double bottom. Oh, there's a demand zone. Oh, it's consolidating. Oh, there's a golden candle." The fact that it's above the 200 EMA in the VWAP, it's a good thing, right? You look at UCAR, you're like, "Oh, UCAR is above the 200 EMA this whole time, right? Now that it's been running." So you know what? I'm willing to buy dips and scalp it and blah blah blah, right? Whereas as soon as you look at something like the one we looked at, or you look at even this one, look at this one, right? Live support USEG. You go below the 200 EMA, your life starts to end, right? They're like, "Can we resuscitate this person? Resuscitate. Where's the pastor? Call the pastor. The pastor needs to pray. Come on, pastor." The pastor is praying and speaking in tongues, and nothing's happening. Anyways, yeah, there goes Yash, right? Yash. What's Yas? What's Yas doing? Yas is also above the 200 EMA, guys. Look at this, right? Look at that. Yas has been above the 200 EMA the whole time. Even when it's crashing, there's still hope. Why? Because it's above the 200 EMA. So stop playing with that rubbish. Yeah. When your stock goes below the 200 EMA, even if the pastor prays, God doesn't listen. God is like, "Yeah, congratulations. You should have listened to Hot Trades when they said don't play below the 200 EMA. Good job. You're dead. No heaven for you." No heaven for you, right? So if you took a gamble on this one when it retested the 200 EMA right there or consolidating above it, at least we pop, right? So it's a pretty boring day, but at least there's 10 cents here, 20 cents there, right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I simply just tell you that, hey, don't buy stocks below the 200 EMA, you're not going to listen. But sometimes, sometimes if someone's roasted or some nice analogies, you're definitely going to remember. So look at all the stocks that have hope. They're all above the 200. Well, and this one's testing the golden pocket, and it looks like Yash is getting rejected off the supply zone again. Sheesh. So many rejections. Oof, that is nasty. Oh my days. Damn. That thing saw red and thought it was. It saw red and thought it opened its eyes at the gates of hell. It said, "No, I want to go back." Damn. That's a nasty rejection there. The good thing is that it's basically just coming back to the same level that it was already at. Mm, 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 mm. And in case they bounce, and yeah, exactly. Oof. Damn. That thing said, "You know what? I want to go see what the 200 EM is all about. I want to see what the 200 EMA is all about." So YAS is basically just retesting the 200 EMA as well. So let's see if it stays above that level. Yep. Redness, redness. Yeah, no. Oh, look at this one, guys. Damn. From $29, $31, $32 back to $18 at the golden pocket. Sheesh. Today's not a day to be greedy. Today is just a day you see profits, you see a problem, you take the money and run. Otherwise, they're gonna find you. What are my thoughts on that? Ignore. Um, Ignore. First things first, let's break above that 280 level, and then we'll talk about the next resistance. Alrighty? Because that's a pretty big like level to want to, from 280 to 430, like that's a pretty big run, right? Yeah. If you look at the daily chart, I know where that gap's coming from. Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Uh, uh, yeah, instant example of the 200 EMA. Yeah, the 200. Yeah, that initial test like is always good, Winterfell, because you know it's gonna retest it back at some point at least. But yeah, once you're consistently like getting rejected, like once you reject off the 200 EMA the first time, that's your first sign of chaos. So to me, like it's never about the stock going below the 200 EMA. It's when it gets rejected that second time. Then I know it's dead, right? Because there are times where stock will go below, and then it's like, oh, this is still okay. And I think we had an example for yeah ASBP maybe this one, right? Like you can go below the 200 EMA as long as we come back to that level, you don't get rejected, right? So yeah, as long as it doesn't get rejected, then I'm okay. So Yas is holding the 200 for now. UCAR is going sideways. No, 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 no. Do, 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 do. Mm, mm. Slow as a snail. Let's give it 5 more minutes, guys. 5 to 10 more minutes, and then we'll hop off and go back to Discord. Deal? So yeah, 5 to 10 more minutes, and then we'll call it a day and continue in Discord. So don't forget to smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're new, and if you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot and come join us in Discord. Alrighty. Hopefully the afternoon is a little bit more aggressive than this. So we'll see. Mm, mm, mm. About to start moving back to my position is cash at the moment. Thinking of getting in for TSCO. TSCO, TSCO. Tractor Supplies. Interesting. This is the company that they used to carry Dan. Back in the 1970s when they first sighted Bigfoot, you used that to carry. Anyways, did they miss earnings? Is that why? Yeah, that's why. Just because it's holding the 200 EMA, Kristen, for scalps and exit and scalps and exits. So I don't I like my only concern for this. I like that you're still in cash. My only concern for this Defiant is that it's not even consolidating at all, right? It's been dropping like since they reported earnings. It's been dropping since, right? So from $45 to 36, it's just dropping and dropping and dropping. Spies recovering nicely, wow, and just dropping and dropping and dropping, right? There's no sign of like actually finding a base. So I would give it a bit more time to consolidate. The positive here, though, is that when you look at a bigger time frame, like you're at a good level, right? You're at a level that it's bounced at. Like if you go back to 2022, right, 35, 36 was a really nice level. That was a long time ago, right? So from 36, $35 in 2022 all the way to 60 back down. Can you imagine holding this thing long term when it did that? All these years and you've made no money? Pissed. Anyways, um you're worse than inflation at this point. Um but yeah, so the only positive here is that it's testing a big level, but it's not consolidating. So if you're interested in this, if you've done your research, I would maybe scale in a little bit and then wait for it to consolidate before you add your position, right? So if not, just wait, just let it consolidate. Yeah, isn't that crazy though? When you make some of these investments like this, and 4 years goes by and you're back to the same spot or you're red. At this point, you might as well just put it in a high yield savings account and get 3% a year, because it's better than this. But I wonder what happened though. Like, are they not selling tractors anymore? Tractor supply company? Anyways, looks like they did a split in 2025. Really? Why? I don't know. Something seems off about that too. Yeah, Dan. Spy recovered nicely. Nice recovery there. So it looks like they're just gonna keep setting it up and then down and then up and then down and then up till till we have like a proper, catalyst or something. Something. No way. They're selling. Wait, they're selling toy cars. Is that what they do now? Really? Ah. No, they. Wait. What the hell? Did they sell gardening stuff? What happened to tractor supplies? Like, oh, like I don't know. They seems like a U.S. company because we don't have this in Canada. We don't have this in Canada. You're joking? Okay. Yeah, it seems like I mean, they're selling $9, um, fertilizer stuff. So why would the stock not crash? Feed and such. Okay, it's a U.S. company that services. La, 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 la. Okay, yeah, yep. I mean, no wonder the stock is coming back down. They did make enough monies. HTCO is bouncing up the golden pocket for the second time. A nice little bounce. UCAR really got rejected off the top of the range there and it's getting slapped, and YAAS is still just chilling there off the 200 EMA. Just chilling there, Kristen. Just chilling. They were big in the US, tools, clothes, and farm equipment. Okay. See now, if they came to Canada, woo, monies. You know, the stock would be $100. I'd like to say Costco is in Canada, Walmart is in Canada. All your big stores that are doing well are in Canada. I went to Costco this weekend, um, and the lines. My goodness, the lines at Costco. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? Why the line so long? So crazy. Anyways, crazy, crazy, crazy. See you tomorrow, JR. See you tomorrow. You're welcome. See you tomorrow. Local hardware, Sarah. Okay. Damn, Spine's back to break even for the day. Can you imagine if you Dan? They said Dan is out. Let's give us some yeah, Costco is a crackhead store. Like, why do people like Costco so much? Like, it's Sunday morning. Why is everybody at Costco on Sunday morning? Like, don't you guys have things to do like sleeping? Uh, that was yes. I like the abundance though. Yeah, on the weekends, Jay. Yeah, free samples. Yep. I need to get a Costco membership. Someone else. I run an errand for someone else, so they gave me the Costco card. I need to get a Costco membership and walk around. Walk around. Can't believe they do memberships at Costco. Can't believe that. And all those people pay for it, but they get nice discounts though. You probably end up if you shop there enough, you get your money back easily. A 3-day adventure. So how do you get a Costco membership? You sign up online or no borrowing? Yeah, yeah. Wait, do you just sign up online or you go to the store and you sign up? on up 5% back. That's nice. Yeah, you get your Costco membership back in person. Okay. Oh, online. Okay, you go in. They have to take your picture. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That is right. Interesting. Craziness. How much is the membership? Like $50 a year, $60 a year. Okay, $60 a year. Yeah, and then you save on gas. You save on like all those other random things. So the exclusive membership is for five. Okay, $100 plus a year. Okay. Yeah. No, that's cool. 50 cents cheaper. Yeah. And you make your money back. Then you just have to shop there, a little bit. La, 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 la. When you, yeah, exactly, Goose, exactly. That's nice. That's very nice. No wonder Costco makes so much monies. So much monies. So yeah, it seems like a membership that's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Looks like Yas is curling again. Curling again for the millionth time, guys. So you guys see that 200 EMA. You see why we like the 200 EMA? You see why? You see why we like the 200 EMA, right? So that's the only reason we keep coming back and looking at YAAS, right? Because it's still holding the bottom of the range. Really was a rep halted again? Damn. But only when I a defreezer? Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. HTCO unhalted. Mm, that's crazy. That's crazy, LT. Now I see why everybody goes to Costco. I see why. Uh, one store makes $350,000 a day. Wow, $350,000 a day. That's crazy. Shish. A rep is something else. I know, Dara. Honestly, that's why it's way better to just not even stress yourself out and just stay away from that stupid stock because it makes no sense. It might run because of the low float, but at the same time, it's just it's just a headache. Right? Because you need retail for nice boom skis, and retail at this point knows a rep is a scam, so you don't really get as much out of it as you want to. And they treat their employees well. Yeah, like when you get there, the people like because the lines are so long, so the people like telling people go to this line, go to this line, and then there's somebody like at the cashier. There's also somebody taking your groceries out of your cart and putting them in the thing, you know, like craziness. And it's very efficient, very efficient. Everybody seems nice. So, like you go to some of these other stores, and then you're like, I can't find this. Like, where do I find somebody? Nope, nope, nobody to be found. Nobody. And then you find someone, they're like, I don't know, maybe aisle 10. Like, don't you work here? Yeah. I know they had a lot of people working there. When you make $350,000 a day, though, a day, yeah, you definitely you want to make sure that runs efficiently. Again, Raven, isn't it like summertime should be coming? What is this rubbish, Raven? We have winter, you have tornado watch, and Dan's busy planning on going to the beach. You know, you see this? Fake news. La 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 la. Uh, okay. We can bury you for fun. It won't take long at all. Wow. No, I'm not going to the beach. Definitely not. Not now. Ah, the beach. See now, if they had food at the beach, then like like food trucks and whatnot. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. But otherwise, the beach would be pretty boring. What are you gonna do? Just lay there in the sun? Unbelievable. Maybe a massage at the beach. You guys are not nice. Not nice. Anyways, a few more minutes, guys, and then we'll hop off. Any other questions before we call it a day? We swim, have fruity drinks, go to the spa for massages. Okay, that sounds good. The swimming part, not so much. Not so much. Me in the water, we're not really friends, unless I have flippers on, and then okay, yeah, and then that's a different story. Then I could, I belong in the Olympics. I'm kidding, but yeah, me without flippers, I drown. Me with flippers, no problem at all. Would it make sense to take profits given FOMC? La, 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 la. Yes, it does. It makes sense to take some profits. Um, yeah, especially after the run we've had for Nvidia, I think it makes sense to take profits. Let me take a look at Nvidia though. So obviously, we're very close to a double top for Nvidia. Nvidia just looks so beautiful, so beautiful. I don't know why a lot of these tech stocks are red today, but Nvidia looks beautiful and it's approaching a double top, right? So this, again, like you don't have to sell the entire position because the FOMC is on Wednesday, and I see no weakness. There clearly isn't any weakness right now, right? But again, you're approaching a double top, and it's a pretty good spot to be taking some profits, right? Like if you have a big position, you could always sell some and keep some, right? Sell some, keep some. But that looks impressive, though. Look at such a nice run for Nvidia. Look at that, such a nice run. Craziness. So pretty close to all-time highs. All-time high is 212.19. 212.19. No, I don't need water wings. I just need flippers. Oh yeah, water wings, flippers. Yeah, yeah. No more ocean activity for me. A shark? No, thank you. Hell no. Absolutely not. Yeah, I didn't. I didn't. Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. crazy how aggressive that thing is. Winterfell HTCO, like it drops like a rock, but when it comes back though, like look at that, from $18 to $27, halted up. Like, that is so aggressive. So aggressive. Damn, HTCO. Yeah, it is so nice the way that it moves. Cool. Very cool. Roller is pushing for brand new highs too. ROLR. Roller. Why is YAAS just doing this, guys? The problem now too is like every time it tests the 200 EMA, it's almost like it's getting a lower high. So be very careful on this thing now, right? So there've been a few good scalps. I mean, like quite a few good scalps on this of the 200, right? But damn, what is going on here? Just stay above 140 and just pump. So yeah, if you are still in this, just make sure that it stays above 140, please. Because if it breaks below that level, it might be done. Because if we keep going back and forth like this, eventually people just say, you know what, I'm done with this. This is stupid. And then the damn thing crashes. Especially if other names start to pump, you know. Especially if other names are pumping, people are just gonna move on. Any last questions, guys, before we hop off? Let me know. So yeah, we'll continue in Discord. We're gonna be in Stock General already. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask in Discord as well. Again, smash a like if you haven't already, please. And yeah, I think we'll leave it here for the day. Sound good? Raven, take care. See you later. Yeah, Dan. How do I get rich? uh, you keep doing what you're doing and working, you know, putting in the work, and eventually, yeah. To see your parents for a few days. Oh, that's nice, Dan. That's very nice. Yeah. That's why Dan wanted to cook today, you know, and the markets were being silly. Yeah, that's nice, Dan. Try not to get them to do videos, please. Please. We don't need any more videos from them. See you in Discord. See you in Discord T. Thank you. Yeah. Have a wonderful afternoon, everybody. Much love. Have a great day, Aaron. Winterfell. See you in Discord. And yeah, be safe. And bye for now. Again, hopefully something picks up this afternoon. Much love, Dan. Yeah, keep those gains, those little gains today, you know. Yang, see you later. Much love all. Bye, guys. Bye bye. Yeah, smash a like. Bye, Jay. Bye, Defiant.